I'm kind of one of Madripoor's most wanted. Tutu.
Black girl magic!
Another day, another dismal Disney. One more link in the chain of oversaturated Marvel tie-in movies and TV shows. To understand what's going on, you have to watch 7 Marvel movies, literally. Disney even tells you.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Disney tried to boost hype for Ironheart by having Robert Downey Jr. involved in promotional material. You might be worried about his health. Don't worry, he's fine. He just became a vegan. Need I say more?
My dad's birthday, thanks, very considerate. Also, God, you've been doing too much press. Ironheart premieres today. It's all been leading to this. Isn't that exciting?
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you for the call.
17 years from the birth of the MCU
Oh
to
my
the
God.
premiere of Ironheart, and we're in this love together.
Well, anyway, Disney got Robert in the mix with the star of the show. I don't know her name. We'll call her Push T for now. It was all very performative and forgettable, unless you're a Disney adult. Ironheart starts off like a Vanity Fair article on Pedro Pascal. Inauthentic.
The equivalent of a whole vibranium mountain to be great. I need cash. Money. Do you think Tony Stark would be Tony Stark if he wasn't a billionaire? No shade. That's just the way the world works.
Tony Stark built the Iron Man suit out of trash in a cave while being held captive with a hole in his heart. There wasn't billions of dollars at his disposal in the cave. But what would a modern black woman be without some stereotypical oppression hangups, even in 2025?
Than when we're following the diet than our white women counterparts. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
Clearly, this character was written as if it was a white progressive that was the lead writer, but it was actually written by a group of black women. That's why everything doesn't make sense. The scene when they're inside of the terrarium or something like that.
Last metal check before we head to Heirloom. The sensors in these greenhouses are no joke.
A few moments later.
They all show up wearing metal accents on their clothing. The black girl has jewelry. The gay dude has suspenders and jewelry. I guess you have to suspend disbelief.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Instead of Riri patenting her great inventions and presenting the ideas to companies to make money, she sells them to other students so they can pass for far less money. And then she gets kicked out of school for doing so. Listen, it makes a lot of sense if you don't think about it. I mean, hell, Nvidia would love this girl. Lockheed and Martin would kill for her.
Due respect, Detroit, what do I get out of matriculation? Some job in Palo Alto with a tiny window and a bunch of guys I have to pretend I like? I want to feel something undeniable. I want real life scientific epiphanies. You want me to do homework? I have to explain to my professors. You want me to be small, but I refuse.
She is stunning and brave.
I'm supposed to believe that Riri is one of the smartest human beings in the MCU, but she talks like a fry cook at Burger King, rather than Thomas Stowell.
You know nothing about this man. Don't laugh at me.
So here's what I'm getting. There is something about black subculture in America today that holds African Americans themselves back?
Yes. In fact, I went into this in a previous book on which about black rednecks and white liberals.
By the way, she's going to be a big player in the new Avengers movie, the Doomsday one, because Legacy of Kang or whatever has been memory hold.
Goodbye. Black Panther director says TV spin-off Ironheart is a great sample of things to come in Avengers Doomsday, even though it was filmed before Marvel made the switch to Doctor Doom.
If this show is indicative of what to expect for Doctor Doom, Doomsday, or whatever the hell it is, I suspect they'll have another $200 million flop on their hands. In the comics, Riri stole Iron Man's suit. In the MCU, she made it. But why retcon that if you're just going to make her a thief again anyway? It really doesn't make sense. In the comics, they changed it to she reverse engineered an Iron Man suit. You know, kind of like how China reverse engineers everything and then resells it for cheap.
Stop him!
After a set of predictable events, including the Queer Breakfast Club having a trans man and woman beat up actual men in incredible ease, by the way, a non-binary drag queen hacker that can't type to save their life. Incredible. It's just incredible. We get the usual Marvel comedy, paying homage to the cult classic film I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, but with none of the humor or the charm. It's just like a member berry for the older people. I'll admit the return home scene for I'll admit the return home scene for Riri, with a house full of black women and no men in sight, is very accurate, but all the black women just happen to be thin. Yeah, sure, wink wink. I'm deducting hood points for this one. By the second episode, it's clear that the MCU has deteriorated into a better funded version of the CW. I feel like I'm watching what's that show called? Robin Hood? With all the minorities stealing stuff? With an Iron Man suit that has a design fit for an episode of Juco B Fighter. The cast of characters, the dead friend Natalie, who becomes the perfect AI from a brain scan, but doesn't act like an AI at all.
Bonnie and Clyde back on the street! Come on, best friend! Go, best friend! Let's go, best friend! I go, best friend!
And has panic attacks because that makes total sense.
Freeze! Hands up.
Natalie, close the helmet. Now's not the time to start glitching. Snap out of it.
Right.
In the comics, Riri had Tony Stark as her AI while he was in a coma, but I'm pretty sure Robert Downey Jr. would cost more than 5 episodes of this show. The obligatory queer representation, let's be real here, if queer people were this productive in tech, video games would be better optimized. Now every major game title has to be on an M.2 drive to even run correctly on a PC.
He's out of line, but he's right.
The main villain is Hood, who honestly is one of the lamest Marvel villains ever created. This dude is F tier. I forgot that he even existed. The Hood was always one of those background villains that you'd see in a comic panel off in the shadows. Anything I ever read, I mean, he just meant nothing. That's right. I'm a hater. By the way, Hood was a white dude, but whatever. One thing I always found an odd choice is whenever Parker Robbins talked to the crew, he would always say there were a bunch of good-looking people every time he addressed the group. But everybody here is low-key ugly, as the kids would say. And frankly, every time I see Riri, I hear Nostalgia by Push T with Kendrick Lamar. 20 plus years of selling Johnson & Johnson. I started out as a baby-faced monster.
This is serious! Stop that laughing!
Eric Andre was in the show for literally 3 whole scenes, and then they killed him off screen. So you know this show has a small budget. You have the trans badass fighters, the white guy who's an arms dealer, but he's quirky and can't stand up for himself, obviously. And much like the review for this show, it's all over the place. One minute it's a comedy, the next is a drama, it's a buddy flick, it's action adventure, it's self-discovery. I don't even know what to make of this show. Really, Ironheart is just another in a long line of MCU shows and movies that leave no mark on you. In fact, they make you wonder, why was it even made in the first place? I guess that this is supposed to be a lead up to the Doctor Doom Avengers big brawl out movie? I'm not excited at all. If I didn't have people pushing me to watch this crap and then do a review, I would ignore it like many of the new Marvel MCU shows, like Agatha All Along and Daredevil Born Again. Yeah, I said it. The show has its moments, and some of the actors are clearly wasted on this project, while others are just there to tick a box. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a tired warhorse that needs to be put out to pasture. Instead, we have a few years worth of poorly planned movies like a teen pregnancy with a $1 billion budget. Give people time to miss this crap. It's always around, and familiarity breeds contempt. The 3rd episode isn't really worth talking about. It's full of black girl magic and bad fight scenes. In fact, I forgot I even watched the show till I woke up this morning and checked my to-do list and remembered I had to edit it. I wouldn't recommend this unless you really want to see a show with a lot of gay people in it. I mean, if that's your thing, this is it. You want an annoying, self-assured black girl, you got it. You want black women replacing Iron Man, you got it. That's your show. If you want a sort of hip-hop Iron Man, this is it. But it's so unrealistic because the neighborhood they live in is so beautiful and clean. I'm sorry, the hood is not beautiful and clean. The roads are so nice. Have you been to the Bronx? You need a damn Jeep to drive those roads.
Oh, someone please stop him!